So kind of going into your content journey, did you start off doing live streams or did you just want to like dive into like pre-recorded content? How was that for you?
No, I'll be honest. I was scared as to live stream. Like I hadn't really done a lot of live streams. Kind of. I guess I could talk a little bit about the past. So I did do like a Call of Duty gaming channel.
Okay. Okay.
Rather not talk about
Someone
that.
find it.
No,
Someone find it right
no,
now
no,
for
no,
us.
no. Please no, please no. Anyway, so I think that's where a lot of the appreciation honestly started from. I did do some live streams, but it was no face cam, right? And
Right.
I think that channel I grinded for like 6-7 months. And you guys, anybody who's tried a gaming channel, right? Like you guys know how it is. Like it's tough, right?
Yeah.
It's tough to stand out. And even if you're, doing speed runs, setting records, right? People don't care. I can do better. I can do faster, right? It's a very competitive
Right.
and environment, right? Naturally. So, I grinded that channel, like I said, probably committed to it pretty hard, 6-7 months. And believe it or not, this number's going to sting for some of you, but 7 months of grinding that channel, I think I had 30 subs. So, it was rough. And I wasn't really doing shorts on that channel. So, I didn't really know what I was doing, but
Yeah.
Live streaming, even without face cam to 2-3 people, I think it just makes you really appreciate everybody that's there.
Yeah.
And honestly, it wasn't really something I thought about. So I started doing like premieres.
Okay.
Valor Finnegan in it to win it again. Started doing some premieres.
See, Valor.
Right? Let's get some feisty foxes in the chat.
Yeah, right.
Right? No. So I started doing some premieres. Like I think I did. And you think this is crazy, right? Like I said, I bought a lot of sealed stuff for a few years.
Okay.
And pretty much managed to rip all of it in about 6 months.
Whew. Honestly, it happens like that though. It does once you get dive back into it.
So some of the OGs on the channel will know if they're in the chat, but one of the first breaks that I did was Shining Legends ETB.
Oh, nice.
And I used to do them through premieres, right? So I would do a video announcing the break.
Right.
I would hashtag comment down below. We would pick out winners one way or another, whatever it might have been, 8 spots, 10 spots, depending on the ETB or whatever.
Right.
And then I would just open the packs in a premiere.
Yeah.
And send out the hits to everybody. So it was kind of just like a breakthrough premiere. And honestly, it was the community asking for the lives. They had a few people. Oh my gosh, trying to think of her name. I think it was Rach Quaza, if you remember that name.
I do.
She actually has a pretty good following on Instagram, I think, but I haven't seen her on YouTube in a while. But anyways, she was one of the people. Shout out Iris as well. I don't know if you remember Iris. Valor probably does.
I think I remember Iris. I know Rach Quaza for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But there was a couple people that were just like, "Yo, are you ever going to do a live stream?"
Right.
And at the time, I was like, "Oh, well, like that's what people do Pokemon live streams."
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I know Rev does, but this kind of like breaks, I'm like, so I'm trying to think like, okay, like what would I do, And
how do I go about that?
Exactly. So people were kind of like, just the same thing you do in the premieres, just like do the breaks live. And I'm like, all right, it's not a bad idea. So I was sitting there one day, literally. I had what are the evolutions boxes with the Dragonite and
the Kanto Power
yeah.
Kanto Power Tins or something like that?
Kanto Power Collection boxes. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm sitting there and I got 2 of them in front of me. I got Streamlabs up. I'm thinking about recording a video because to your point, your question before, I did start with just like a lot of videos, right? I think that is important that you kind of try to build somewhat of a community through your content maybe before you go live, because it can be very depressing, right? You see all these people and their numbers are booming, right?
Right.
Anywhere from 200 people in a chat, right? And
It's
you go
impossible
live,
not to compare yourself to it.
Exactly. And you go live maybe before you're ready or before you've really put out some content.
Yeah.
And it can be discouraging, if you see 8-10 people in the chat. So I would say that, yeah, try to build somewhat of a community, put a floor out there, right, of content,
right,
a groundwork, something you can build off of. Let people know. I think that lets people know that you're committed to what you're doing.
Right.
Like you're committed to YouTube and uploading content.
Right.
But yeah, it wasn't really something that I was going to do, but I was just sitting there with the Kanto boxes and I'm like, you know what, let's record a video. And as you know, I don't know if you use Streamlabs, but did you use Streamlabs,
I
Joey?
have OBS. All
right.
I had Streamlabs before, but my computer couldn't handle it.
Pokestorm, what's up, fam? But I imagine it's similar, right? You just hit the go live button and you're live, right?
Right.
So I'm sitting there and I see the go live button and I kind of hovered over it a couple times. Nah. Nah, not tonight. Not tonight. Um, and I forget who I was talking to. It was either Old Time Pokey or Brocase from the Pokey Twins, two absolute legends. I know a lot of people in the chat know them.
Yes, sir.
And I forget who it was. I want to say it was Old Time, but it could have been Anthony. And I was like, just do it, man. Just do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So just hit the go live button. And like I said, you know, to my point earlier, I think my first live stream, just for a little reference for everybody out there, I mean, I think we had 10 people in the chat.
Let's go.
So Baller, Pokey Diz, there were probably a couple of them, a couple of the OGs that were in the chat at the time. So yeah, I just hit the go live button. Like, you're scared about going live, trust me, just do it. Just hit the go live button, and you know, the community makes it, you know, community makes it worth it.
That's the toughest part, hitting the go live right there.